या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य Sri Arvind, you all mother's chosen children. Einstein has come up to the level of mc square. Entire cosmos is nothing but the macrocosm of the divine. And you, being an individual, is the microcosm of the divine. The quality, the potentiality, the energy, the reality, the substance, the stuff, the quantum is the divine. These all are the terminology of modern physics. So modern physics is not wrong. Modern physics is incomplete. It is the physical reality that has become the relativity. Reality is perfect. Reality is total. But the manifestation that has come up to the level of this present evolutionary stage is a process still going on. And when process still going on does not reach to the highest speed or the highest level of speed is incomplete. So it is the speed that matters. Mother says that the difference between mortality and immortality is the difference of the completeness of speed, that is velocity. The velocity of immortality is infinite. Velocity of mortality is limited. So what is the problem? Problem is to accelerate the speed. And when speed is to be accelerated, the operator should be so complete that it can have the potentiality and receptivity to that much highest level that it can absorb every jerks, every streamlined friction, every streamlined opposition, and every streamlined negativity. These are the things, these are the factors, these are the opposite factors, though they are divine. It's not something that is undivine. In the entire cosmos, within an entire cosmos beyond, undivine doesn't exist. There is no undivine. Everything is divine. But everything is divine being not put into speed. Everything is divine being not put into velocity. And where there is velocity, there is visibility. If there is no velocity, there is no visibility. God is not seen. God is not figured out. God is not manifested presently and visible to our mental limited eyes is only the question, and the intensity of that question is the difference between speed of our receptivity and the speed of the projecting. That is speed. Speed is not only one-way traffic. Speed is two-way traffic. If God wills, then He can manifest before us. If divine will, then he can manifest before us. But He manifests before us with His will, but still we are not competent to receive it. We are blind. We cannot see. We cannot receive. And unless and until we receive it in toto, we cannot assimilate it. We cannot substantiate it. We cannot be the perfect instrument to hold it. So it is the another world where our speed is accelerated automatically. Where our matter gets the speed of the consciousness, though living in the form of a matter. Though living in the form of an individual, we can get the speed of the consciousness in toto, that is infinite. So we'll have to migrate ourselves willfully to the another fish bowl, to the another world. Mother says further, into the another room. So it is speed that is badly required to migrate from one room to another, to migrate from one world to another. It is the speed that is required. Matter won't do anything. Spirit also won't do anything. It is the speed inculcated in matter makes matter moving. It is the speed inculcated into spirit makes the spirit moving. Wind is there, air is there, everything is there. But when speed enters into that substance, in whatever form of that substance, existing, pre-existing, and will exist, will have speed to get motion. But motion at its perfect level is immobility. Motion at the perfect level is immobility. As our computer witnesses, 3 zeros are required. 3 zeros are required. And 3-0, continuity of 3-0 ultimately results into infinity, which is immeasurable as per the modern physics, which is not scaled out with our limited mental parameters. So that is what Mother expresses, which may be electromagnetic waves of perhaps those of the unified field. That is the electromagnetic wave. Only wave is one. There are no waves. There is only one wave, and that is divine. While manifesting sun is one, rays are infinite. So what is the cause? Sun is the cause. Rays are the consequences. But one ray is greater than another ray. One ray is complete and more complete than another ray. One ray is limited and another ray is complete. Is not the case. All rays are rays. It is the quality of the rays that matters. Quantum is unlimited. Quantum is infinite. We cannot count the rays of the sun. We can count the sun because sun is one. But one sun can produce infinite rays. One sun can manifest in infinite rays. One God also can manifest in infinite individuals. Infinite individuals. Ekoham bahushyam. But ray is one. all the manifested rays will realize that we are the sons of the sun. That is the knowledge. To have the real knowledge is the combination, assimilation, totality of cause and consequence. Einstein reached up to that level. But why cause manifests itself in all multiplications? While one cause becomes multitude, why one cause becomes beautitude, multitude? So why can't it be infinitude? Why can't? It has not to be manifested in beautitude. It has not to be only manifested in multitude. It has to be manifested in infinitude too. So what is lacking? It is the speed that is lacking. It is the velocity that is lacking. And velocity to what level? Velocity to its perfect level. Velocity to its highest level. Velocity to its total level. If velocity put into totality, it becomes divinity. That is new physics. Velocity put into totality becomes divinity. So part of the totality is also total, and whole of the totality is also total. Speed at any level is total, but that totality has to be grasped by the subject. The reality of the object is to be grasped and comprehended by the subject. Then it becomes total. If object and subject becomes one, then it becomes the manifestation. Einstein says, if we go before the mirror, then we can see our own figure. Eyes are there. Awakening is there. Awareness is there. Determination is there. Our march is also absolutely in the right direction. We are going towards the mirror with one and one sole objective: to see ourselves. Who am I? To see ourselves. But that is also not complete, because our speed going to the mirror has to be total, has to be completed. And if it has to be completed, then only mirror can work as mirror, and as subject, our pind, our body, our figure can work as living consciousness in matter. What is our figure? It is a living consciousness in matter. It is a living consciousness in Panchamahabhuta. It is a living consciousness in embodiment. It is the physicality that has been given to us as instrument comes to the rescue of our hidden consciousness to manifest in toto. That is yoga. And Mother says that unified field, it is the unified field that is to be assimilated in toto by our atom. It is the whole cosmos is to be assimilated by us in our one limited pind, one limited figure, one limited body. So where lies the master key? Master key does not lie somewhere else in the cosmos or in all worlds above. Master key is within our body itself. And in body also, where is master key? Master key does not lie in our mind. It lies in our cell, because cell is the atomic totality of our being, atomic totality of our personality, atomic totality of our reality, atomic totality of ourselves, atomic totality of our illusory I. Illusory I is limited. I in reality, that is self, is unlimited. And that I in reality lies in our cell. It does not lie in our mind. That is the master key. Unified field. Move at a speed of so great that they appear motionless. Speed at its highest level is motionless. So mobility and immobility both get so immersed in one another, then they can start acting in reality. And that action in reality, that action in toto, that action in right direction becomes perfection. Action without right direction is also incomplete. Action in the wrong direction is falsehood. Action in the right direction with maximum intensity becomes yoga. And action with maximum intensity in the right direction can create this electromagnetic field. It can be microscopic also, it can be macroscopic also. It can be human being also, it can be God also. God is totality and human being is totality in making. Is not incomplete. In total, it is in totality making. We are going on. We are growing. That is evolution. That is evolution. Spark of the consciousness is also consciousness. And the entire cosmos is also consciousness. It is the consciousness that is the only one and one wave. It is the consciousness is the only existence. And it is one consciousness that is existence, ekoham bahushyama. Move at a speed so great that that they appear motionless. See, all different waves, there is a plural, is not singular. They appear motionless, and we know from Einstein, we know from old physics, we derive from the physics prevalent as it is today, from Einstein, that a change of speed results in a change of time. It is the change of speed that results in the change of time. What is time? Time is not independently existing. Time is relatively existing. It is the interaction between object and subject. So in cosmos, what is object? In cosmos, witness is object. Seer is object, onlooker is object, and what is the subject? The divine is subject. Object has to reach to the divine, that is perfection. Object gets submerged with the divine is perfection. Object gets submerged with the divine, overcoming and conquering visibility and invisibility. There lies the divinity. Divine can be visible, divine can be invisible. If subject can be visible and object can be visible, why not the total of the subject and object can be visible? If God is visible and God is invisible, why object receiving God is not visible and invisible together? But it requires speed. Object should reach the subject and subject should come down to the level of the object. That is the yoga of Sri Aurobindo, ascent and descent. If ascent and descent are getting submerged in such a way that it becomes totality, and even the atom of the totality is also total, and cosmos of the totality is also total, because it is the infinite speed, it is the maximum speed, and maximum speed, infinite speed is immortality. Speed results in a change of time. So it is the time that ultimately becomes visible. It is the time that results into subject and that results into object. And that is why in our darshan, time is defined as Kal and Mahakal. It is Kal and Mahakal. Mahakal is subject, Kal is object. Object is bounded time, Mahakal is unlimited time. Object is limited time, Mahakal is infinite. But if both start living together, then it is the immortality that is descending upon mortality. It is the divinity that descends upon mortality. It is the God that descends upon mortality. It is the God as subject descends upon object, so object becomes subject. There is no distinction between object and subject. There is no distinction between mortality and immortality. That is true mortality, birth at will and death at will. But let us allow Mother, Satprem writes, but let us allow Mother to develop her experience in all direction. Let us decide Mother how to manifest. Let us decide Mother how to accept object to be her vessel, object to be her instrument, my object to be her instrument. Mother thinks that let me be the instrument of the Supreme. Let my each and every shell become consolidated figure, become the crystallized instrument. Let me be in prayer and meditation, Mother wrote, let me be your crystallized instrument. So Satprem noted it. Her experience in all direction means no direction is left out. Total. When all directions are activated, the experience of each and every direction, if it is assimilated perfectly, then it becomes total. Where 1 is also required and 9 is also required. But 1 is required and 9 is required is apparent visibility unless 0 is added to it. 0 is added to it. Because 0 is invisible totality. 9 is visible totality. And that is why in geometry, 9, 0 becomes the square. Any corner of the square is 9, 0. 9 is visible, 0 is invisible. But in 9, 0 is there. Why? Because 9 is there in 0 too. That submerging of object and subject, submerging of visibility and invisibility, submerging of reality and relativity of Einstein. Einstein projected relativity. Einstein has to still project reality. So it is MC square, that is relativity. But why it is MC square and not infinite? That is reality which is yet to be explored. Then Mother immediately starts expressing. All of a sudden, for no apparent reason, I still haven't been able to figure out how or why, which Einstein also tries to figure out. Einstein stops there. And after Einstein, what is to be found out? That Mother tries to find it out. Able to figure out how or why. So how or why wants key. How or why is so locked that still key is not available. Key is not available. To whom not available? Not to the Mother. We should not misunderstand. Key is not available to the Mother is not the sense. Key is not available to the world. Though Mother becomes world Mother, key is not available to the world created by the Mother, world created by the Divine, world created by and created as the total manifestations of the Divine Center. Key is not available to this object, key is available to the center. Even center itself is the key, but that key is not available to the object. It means key is not available to us, to my cell. Though I am world mother, that key is not available to me unless and until I have got the full speed. And full speed is immortality. Full speed is infinity. Full speed is reality. I am still in relativity at the highest level, but still I will have to be reality in toto, even in the form of relativity. One falls as it were. One falls as it were. Falls is written here in capital. Falls means there is no decline. There is no deterioration. There is expansion and elevation together. Assimilation of, elimination of negativity is perfect assimilation. Negativity is to be eliminated. Mortality is to be eliminated. Then what remains there? Either with consciousness or with matter, for our understanding. That is immortality. So if consciousness is immortal, why not matter is immortal? Because consciousness has become the matter. There lies the issue. And if this issue is there, if issue is identified appropriately and rightly, keys also automatically will start operating. If you can see the lock and you have got the key, if you apply your key to the lock, automatically lock will be opened. Because key and lock are related. Though they are separate, they are related. Subject and object are related. Though they are separate, they are related. Only we can see the separation. We cannot see the unity hidden behind it. We cannot see the God, though God is living within us. It is because of the separativity that God seems to be foreign to us and we are different from God. If we start feeling that we are not different from God, doesn't matter. Distance is not the cause of our separation. It is the ignorance that is the cause of separation. Our ignorance is the cause of separation, not the distance. Distance can be overcome with the speed. And we can create the speed, we can generate the speed, we can mobilize ourselves. Why we are not aware of this hidden potentiality which is there even in our consciousness? Matter is dormant, matter is steady. Matter, though it is animated, it is not unanimated, it is animated, it is living matter. And living matter can operate mind limitedly. Living matter cannot operate. Psychic is the issue. If psychic is held out, psychic is brought to the forefront, and if it is to be replaced by the mind, is to be replaced by the psychic, then we can overcome this distance. We can overcome the separation, and we can create infinity instead of limited relativity. If relativity of Einstein and reality of the divine are merged on this earth, because earth is created, earth became earth because of the divine. It is the form of the divine. It is the total manifestation of the divine. But still we are unaware of its totality. We are aware of the matter, but we are not aware of the cause of consciousness behind it. That is our issue. Falls it were into the other room. If we migrate ourselves into the other room, if objects gets submerged with the subject, but in relativity, then it will be kingdom of God on the earth. Then we can, if we are, our object and subject are put into same wavelength, then we can see our figure. We can see our body. We can overcome the limitation of who am I. If we stand completely before the mirror, then we can see our full figure. If we can be experiencing that wavelength, then we can see our own figure, that is Atma Sakshatkar. We can see our whole figure. We can see the center and we can see the circumference. Doesn't matter, circumference may be the widest circumference. It can be widest circumference, but we can see it because all our limitations have been overcome. All our limitations have been conquered. If death is conquered, disease will be automatically conquered. If death is conquered, fear is automatically conquered. If death is conquered, food is automatically conquered. Necessity of food, necessity of drinking, everything which are required by us because of our limitations will be conquered. Then only subject, if object is conquered, limitation will survive. If subject is conquered, object is automatically conquered. If divine within is conquered by our senses, then senses will be so immortal that it becomes divine itself. And that matter has to be divinized is the only solution of the distance and contradiction between mortality and immortality. That is, for the first time ever in the history of existence, Mother realized it, Mother conquered it, and Mother at the cellular level also realized it, and at the cosmic level also realized it. Because she is the world mother, she realized it simultaneously, that my center is the center of the cosmos. I am microscopic and I am macroscopic. Simple jerk is required. If my kaleidoscope takes the right turn, then it will create this design so beautiful that multitude, beautitude and infinitude will start living together. Falls as it were into the other room, what she sometimes called the old human state. Other room is old human state. Limited relativity of Einstein. If limited relativity of Einstein is merged with the unlimited reality, the limited relativity of Einstein becomes perfect at the visible level of relativity. Then relativity becomes, instead of mc square, infinite. That is immortality. As if one has tripped and it starts to hurt here and hurt there, one is uncomfortable. We are just receiving jerks from suffering, from disease, and master jerk from death. But they are not senseless. They are not senseless. They are magnetically drawing object towards the subject. It is generated by the subject. That object may get the right speed and may not lose the right direction. Magnet is attracting the piece of iron, but piece of iron has not to bother where it is drawn. Has to surrender itself to the magnet. Then only it can generate right direction and right speed. Mother says, then only it can generate the absolute speed. It is the absolute speed of attraction that can generate in the object the absolute speed of surrender. That is total surrender without reservation. And that is why that magnet is giving jerks to us, that we can overcome all our obstacles and ultimately we reach there. So Mother defines yoga also, Mother defines objectives of yoga also, and Mother defines Einstein's limitations, and Mother envisions the total relativity here on the earth is divinity total, and total divinity and total relativity combined on the earth is kingdom of God, is life divine. As if one has tripped and it starts to hurt here and hurt there. One is uncomfortable. Then suddenly it is like moving from one room to another, but that it is not uncomfort. It is not inconvenience. It is not misery, suffering, pain. It is a jerk of the divine for better. It is a jerk of the divine for better manifestation. It is a jerk of the divine for generating absolute speed. Till absolute speed is not generated, we are bound to be sufferers. Till ultimate immortality is not made willful, death is required. Suffering is required. But if it becomes ultimate truth, if it becomes ultimate beatitude, multitude and infinitude, death is a passage to immortality. That is what Sri Aurobindo has written in Savitri. So that passage is our passage. We have to overcome that passage, provided it will take shortest time. Time exists there. But if it is to be shortened, we'll have to move in the right direction. We'll have to submit ourselves to the magnet, that we can have our own direction, we can have our own speed, and we can have the total of all different dimensions to be subject. Object has to be subject, provided it moves in the right direction. And that too with right speed. If we move in the right speed, that is why this lifespan is given to us, and the lifespan is time. Then suddenly it's look like moving from one room to the another, crossing a threshold of a wall, crossing a threshold of the wall. Automatically. We have not to try for it. She is a magnet of our difficult ascent. Our ascent is difficult. Our ascent is full of jerks. Our ascent is full of jolts. Our ascent is full of suffering, disease and whatnot. But it's all instrumental reality. It will be automatically transfigured and transformed, provided our spirit determines to get rid of all limitations. And all limitations are stored. All limitations are stored in one, and one go down only, and that go down is our mind. Appearance of the go down is our mentality. If mind is to be rightly operated, then physicality will be changed. Vitality also can be changed. And cellular reality within our body is invisible to us, will be changed first. That is cellular transformation. Threshold of a wall, automatically, almost without noticing it. See, without noticing it. We don't notice, we don't take cognizance of our cellular transformation, which is even going on at present here. Here also we are not simply listening to this. Our laboratory is being captivated by the Divine Mother, and laboratory is being purified at present. To what extent it is purified and with what speed it is purified is absolutely unknown to our mind, because our mind is at present inoperative. Our mind at present is absolutely silent. Our mind at present is absolutely non-entity. And if that stage of non-entity becomes permanent, then our psychic will find ample of room, ample of world, ample of cosmos to work for our betterment of tomorrow. That next room is required. That next world is required. Next world is within us, where mind is non-entity and psychic is entity. Now mind is entity and psychic is non-entity. This is our old room. New room where this order is to be changed. Objects should be subject and subjects should be object. And I find myself, mother writes, mother says, and I find myself in a position in which everything flows like a river of quiet peace. It is a river of peace, not river of roaring. It is a river of peace. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. It's truly marvelous, mother says, and Satprem puts into bracket. It is truly marvelous. The whole creation, all of life, every movement and everything is one single entity. What is one single entity? Psychic, not mind. Mind is full of varieties. It is full of reactions. It is full of what we call modes of negativity. Psychic is not. Psychic is only total divinity. And that total divinity has to be mobilized. But who will mobilize it? Mind cannot mobilize it. It is the will of the psychic that can mobilize it. And will of the psychic can bring it to the forefront. And will of the psychic can bring psychic to such a level, to such a state where it can be operated. It operates itself fully. And when it starts operating itself fully, then it becomes Mahakal. It doesn't require time. It requires moment. One pregnant moment. One human moment is made eternity. That is the state psychic requires, and for getting and acquiring this state, it has come down on the earth in human form. And I find myself in a position in which everything flows like a river. The whole creation of all life, every movement and everything is one single entity, and this body feels like a very homogeneous part of the whole. Body feels the figure of divinity. Body feels the microcosm is in reality the macrocosm. There is no distinction between microcosm and macrocosm. Aham Brahmasmi. I am totality. I am perfect. Visibly also I am perfect. Invisibly also I am perfect. Homogeneous part of the whole, and everything flows like an endless river of smiling peace. Then bang, one trips again and again. One is situated, one is in a certain place at a certain moment in time. One is everywhere. No time is required. One is everywhere. That is Bahushyam. When my psychic will start operating itself fully, I will be God in human form. I am God in human form, invisibly. I will be God in human form, visibly, provided my psychic will take care of my each and every cell. If psychic will get in full connectivity with my each and every atom, with my each and every cell, it is the cellular transformation within my body will bring such a speed for the entire cosmos, that cosmos may be in microcosmic condition or cosmos may be in macrocosmic condition, but will be so one that will start living, experiencing, realizing and projecting divine and divine only visibly or invisibly in the world. That is life divine. Then bang, one trips again and again, one is situated, one is in the certain place at certain moment in time, and then a pain here, a pain here, a pain. And mother says that if I slips into my old room, if I re-enters forcibly into my own room, then my pain starts here and everywhere. If I am in my another room, pain disappears because mortality disappears. There is no question of pain. One re-enters time. At that time I feel that I re-enters into the time zone. One room is the room of time, another room is the room of timeless. Timeless is Mahakal, time is Kal. And key is within the body. If my body becomes this entity, then time disappears. If my body enters into my body becomes the old room, then time enters. That is our problem. One re-enters time, which is the time of pain and death, and this is the time of pain and death. Now, if that key is to be operated constantly with full awareness, with full spirit of surrender, and with divine itself, then death is conquered and time becomes timeless.